Right, the very first thing that I want to make sure they can do is say the word polynomial, because we're going to be talking about polynomials a lot. This is a rare opportunity for me to talk about response locus analysis. It's not something I usually spend a great deal of time talking about. And that is response locus analysis is looking at the exact behaviors that a learner needs to exhibit to be successful. And what I mean by that is, usually the behavior we are looking for is the ability to make markings on a piece of paper using a pen or pencil. The majority of the time, that is the response that we're actually expecting from our students. However complex the cognitive work, whether it's a simple 10 plus 3 and we want them to write 13, or whether it's solving a quadratic equation, whatever it is, the actual physical thing we need them to do is always just make some markings on a piece of paper. Now in this instance, I might want them to actually make a sound to produce a word that they've literally never said before. And there's a range of possibilities here. At one extreme, I could have a class for whom this is completely trivial. So I could just say to them, the word is polynomial, what's the word? Ask them all to call it out at the same time. Every single one of them says polynomial. They have no problem with it. Job done, we move on. It's also entirely possible to have a group of children who really struggle just to say the word. And how can we actually get into it with a group like that and try to teach them about polynomials when we're constantly talking about a word they can't even say? So there are two options. The names of them are context shaping and form shaping. And now that those suitably academic sounding words are out the way, to put it very simply, we have either they can produce the response already, just not when we need them to. So maybe they can say it immediately after we say it, but they can't read it off the paper, for example. That would be context shaping. Form shaping means they can't even produce the response. So in that case, we need to find a way to break it down. So I've given one extreme, which is just repeat after me, polynomial, and they all repeat it perfectly. Another extreme might be to say something like, I'm going to teach you what we mean by the word polynomial. The word is polynomial. The first part of the word is poly. Say, and then break that down even further into its two parts. So after me, say po, say li. My turn to say them together. Po, li. Your turn, say them together. Po, li. My turn to say it fast. Poly. Your turn to say it fast. And then they reply with poly. And then you do the same thing for nomial until you can put the whole thing together, polynomial. Most of us are not teaching kids who need that level of breakdown. We might be teaching kids who need something in the middle. Polynomial. Say it together, say it fast, polynomial. Or just repeat after me 3 times until they get it. Either way, I just wanted to kick off by drawing attention to the fact we're going to be introducing some words that for some children in the classroom are going to be difficult for them to say. Polynomial, quadratic, those are 2 good examples. So I want to do something to make sure every single kid in the class, to begin with, can say the word polynomial.